This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
The man with 24 years to live steps on stage. Polite applause washes over Ronald Reagan as he strides to his lectern for the 1980 presidential debate. Footnote: there were supposed to be 3 debates in the 1980 campaign due to the presence of third-party candidate John Anderson, a Republican congressman from Illinois who ran as an independent. President Carter refused to debate Anderson, giving Reagan and Carter the chance to go head-to-head. End footnote. The former movie star and 2-term governor of California is striving to become President of the United States at the relatively advanced age of 69. His jet-black pompadour, which he swears he does not dye, is held in place by a dab of Brill cream. Reagan's hair was actually brown, but the wet look of his hairstyling made it appear black. His high cheeks are noticeably rosy, as if they have been rouged, although the color may also have come from the glass of wine he had with dinner. At 6'1" and 190 pounds, Reagan stands tall and straight, but his appearance does not intimidate. Rather, he looks to be approachable and kind. The governor's opponent is incumbent President Jimmy Carter. At 5'9" and 155 pounds, the slender Carter has the build of a man who ran cross-country in college. In fact, the president still makes time for 4 miles a day. Carter is a political junkie, immersing himself in every last nuance of a campaign. He has made a huge surge in the polls over the last 2 months. Carter knows that with 1 week until Election Day, the race is almost dead even. The winner of this debate will most likely win the presidency, and if it is Carter, his comeback will be one of the greatest in modern history. One reason Jimmy Carter is behind is that CBS News anchor Walter Cronkite's nightly tally of the number of days the American hostages had been held in Iran helped lower voter confidence in Carter. In another reality, a Carter loss would make him the first president in nearly 50 years to be voted out of office after just 1 full term. Still boyish at 56, but with a face lined by the rigors of the presidency, he now stands opposite Reagan, a man he loathes. The feeling is mutual. Reagan privately refers to the current President of the United States as a little shit. As President Carter stands behind the pale blue lectern, he makes a sly sideward glance at his opponent. Carter is all business and believes that Ronald Reagan is not his intellectual equal. He has publicly stated that Reagan is untruthful and dangerous and different than me in almost every basic element of commitment and experience and promise to the American people. At his acceptance speech at the August 1980 Democratic National Convention, Carter made it clear that the upcoming election would be a stark choice between 2 men, 2 parties, 2 sharply different pictures of what America is and the world is. The president concluded by adding, "It's a choice between 2 futures." Indeed, Carter appears to be the smarter man. He graduated 59th in a class of 820 from the U.S. Naval Academy and spent his military career on board nuclear submarines. The Georgia native with the toothy smile possesses an easy command of facts and figures. He has hands-on experience in foreign and domestic policy and often speaks in soothing intellectual soundbites. In 1976, Carter defeated his Republican opponent, Gerald R. Ford, in their 3 debates, and he is sure he will do the same tonight. Political pollster Pat Caddell, the nation's leading authority on presidential elections and a member of the Carter campaign, predicts that Carter will clinch the election with a decisive debate victory. 2 months ago, Reagan's lead in the polls was 16 points. But if the election were held today, polls indicate Carter would garner 41% of the vote and Reagan 40%. However, Caddell has strongly warned Carter against debating Reagan. The biggest knock against Reagan politically is the perception that he is a warmonger. Caddell believes that a debate would allow Reagan to counter those fears by appearing warm and collected rather than half-cocked. Once it became clear that Carter was intent on a public debate, his advisers pressed for the long 90-minute format that will be used tonight, hoping that Reagan will wear down and say something stupid.